Hello everybody, my name is Juan. Welcome back to a new reaction. Today we're going to be going back into the Nujabes deep discography deep dive type thing we have going on here. We are now on to the fifth album by Nujabes. We've reacted to Moto Soul, Metaphorical Music. We did the Lovesick Hexology, which fucking blew the fuck out of the water. And lastly, we did the Samurai Champloo soundtrack or music for the anime Departure. Today, I want to check out Impression, which I think is either a continuation or like a disc 2 to the anime, because it is titled Samurai Champloo Music Record. So, it should be interesting. We do have a lot of songs. We have 23 songs on this one. And we do come back with Fat Jon and Nujabes, but there's also a new person coming into the scene with Force of Nature, who I've never really listened to before. Therefore, it should be interesting. They make up the first 7 songs. Nujabes then has about, 10 songs? What is it? You have 6, 7, 8, 9 songs, and then the rest of them are Fat Jon's. And yeah, I mean, I don't really know what to say. These videos always do fantastic, so thank you guys for your continued support on them. I appreciate that very much, and therefore we're going to continue this, but I don't really have expectations. I mean, the Impression album, particularly the Nujabes parts, were very good. I definitely listened to Aurorian Dance a lot, and what was the other one? It was like a 7-minute track, which is crazy. Fucking Transcendence, yeah, that. So let's check out this Impression Samurai Champloo music. Let me see. Let me put it up here. This is gonna be Just Forget. That sounded nice. Okay. Okay. Just Forget. Ooh, I love that. That's nice, that's nice. Okay. Oh, never mind. Okay, okay. Okay. Fading out slowly. I like a slow fade. Interesting. That's definitely quite the ambient track to start this off with. I'm a big fan of the I should learn what a fucking trumpet, what a fucking saxophone sounds like, and how to differentiate them. Because I like what was it, like a minute in or so, where like, I think it's the saxophone starts playing, that adds like a layer of sort of like this jazzy feeling to it that without, I don't think would be, the track would not be the same. And I appreciate those sounds, and I think that's very, can we say, Nujabes-esque, with kind of fusing like this sort of like hip hop sound with jazz a little bit. That's really nice. It's kind of simple, to be honest, but I mean, for what its purpose is, it's good. So I'm okay with that. These are like soundtracks or instrumentals. Therefore, it's kind of a little difficult for me to commentate on what I think, besides, you know, just the slight variations, because it's okay, it's very straightforward, and then they slowly but surely they introduce different kind of sounds, but it's almost cyclical, because we do come back to the saxophone, we do come back to the little drum section, so it's good. I will not complain. Let me carry on. Night Shift is still Force of Nature. It's a little more energetic. Ooh. Ooh, I like that. Nice. Oh. If they throw a fucking saxophone in there, I'm sold. Ooh. I like that, okay. Okay. Da-na-na-na. I like that. Quite an unfamiliar sound. I like that little... That's nice. This little sound right here kind of adds like a little mystery to it. Now we're kind of getting everything at once. Holy. It kind of sounds like it's going somewhere, but then it just kind of doesn't. But that's just my own expectations, I suppose. This is nice, though. Interesting. Okay. I have a few thoughts about this one. I like the way they, again, it's like, a lot of these sort of instrumental tracks do kind of have somewhat similar formulas in the way they kind of slowly but surely introduce different segments and different sounds. This one in particular with, I don't know what that sound was. It's maybe a guitar. Let me see if I get it. Towards the end here, we got it a little bit. That. Hold on. This right here. Right there. Like, I'm imagining that's a guitar, but it's like so like, such a unique sound that I don't think I've heard used in this manner. They also have like the little. Let me see. That it makes it interesting. This one is a little bit more energetic than the first. The first was a little bit more kind of mellow, at least the parts that didn't have like the saxophone in it. But this part, or this one in particular, from the get-go, it felt a lot more energetic. It felt like quite a fitting soundtrack for an anime about samurais. It's kind of intense, kind of keeps you on your toes, and then these different sections with sounds that are unfamiliar kind of gives you a sense of something really unexpected, and they hit and you're like, ooh, like what the hell. It is still very cyclical, so it's kind of okay, still sort of basic, but I do like that 2 songs in and we already have like several layers of kind of like experimentation with different sounds, and I appreciate that. So let me carry on to the third track. Let's see. Oh, we have lyrics, Japanese lyrics, but hey, for the Japanese viewers, there you go. Let's see. This is Hizuru's Style featuring Suiken and S Sword. And this is by Force of Nature, so this is a lot going on here. Probably a lot of Japanese lyrics, but we'll take it. Let's see. This is like overwhelming almost after the first two. てっか深夜続行としろ水拳騒動不思議に飛び蹴り覚悟しろまだ抜かねえよこし今日はどう広がる
ロの喧嘩水拳じゃマイクロフォンセンタートップラインベンダーバッドは好感度エンターテイメント公共の電波一社国内チャレンジ地球でプレイボムするスピードどこでも繋いじゃいいかね繋い最長ベッドキャラマーやさぐれ 2MC spinning soul on the mic fade back
Okay.
Samurai type Michael shit at the side Samurai shit Michael shit at the side
That's a crazy sound.
Samurai shit Michael shit at the side Japan style will never die 振り回したマイクサムラデファイリラックサータイ紫の案内誇り高いライナイノラブレイブレない無駄に終えない変われないディオ人歩スタイル引き受けた仕事こなす毎回世界が知った独特なスタイル SAMURAI Kill is love is kill眠気を叩けるスキル生きるためにまず女霊を見る知るスティルハーコで探れたレールベル谷間に巡り舞い降りる永遠に名を残しまた抱きしる笑うために生きるぶっ飛んだスタイルタイプ前から知ってたスタイル Samurai shit 前から知ってたスタイル Samurai shit そのスタイルよベッケド Samurai shit 前から知ってたスタイル Samurai shit Japan style will never die Samurai shit 前から知ってたスタイル Samurai shit そのスタイルよベッケド Samurai shit 前から知ってたスタイル Samurai shit We got your mind clear like a mirror
Okay. Slow fade out. I love those. Interesting. I'm gonna be honest. This one in particular felt kind of almost like it doesn't fit. Obviously, we're only three songs in, so it's kind of crazy to say that. But the first two songs being instrumentals and having this sort of like slow build up and slow progression and kind of sounding kind of mellow, then and the third song just getting thrown into this fucking burn is kind of crazy. I'm not gonna lie, it's very overwhelming. I don't know what half of the, like what 90% of this is saying, and the words that are in English are so like, how do you say, like they don't really give you much to go on. But what I will say, at least from the parts that I can understand, the way they choose to like intonate their words is very interesting. Like, what was it? Fever. Yeah, like Style Fever. Here it is. Fever. That's crazy. I like that. What I don't like most about this one in particular is that there's this like jarring, like high-pitched, like staticky sound. Let me see if I can single it out for you. That, like, you know what it sounds like? Whenever like characters in One Piece use haki, the sound that the haki makes, that's what it kind of sounds like, which is an interesting sound when thought about in that context, but otherwise, like in music like this, it's a little bit jarring, and having it play like kind of over and over for like 80% of the song is a little crazy. I like while trying to get into the music, that little sound was like kind of like okay, like it's like a little too jarring for this kind of song. That being said, it's kind of hard to critique something that's in a different language, so it's like for all I know, these lyrics are fucking incredible, but at least from what I can gather, not really saying much, but kind of throwing samurai in there, a couple of times, zing pang style, things I don't particularly know about as well. So it's like, but just from the sound alone and from what the little I can understand, I'm not a big fan. So let me carry on to the next one. Let's see, The Stroll. Okay. Okay, ito lang. Ooh, this is almost transcendental, no? Interesting. Just that last sound alone, the way that they kind of use it throughout the song, kind of gave like a transcendental vibe. That kind of made like kind of you're having like a fucking what is that called? Like an out of body experience almost. Let me say though, hold on. The Stroll. Okay. It kind of has like an oriental kind of sound to it, which feels crazy to say, but more than that, you know what I think? This is probably what the most stoner hippie that probably plays this shit and is like, oh, fuck, dude, that shit was bomb, bro, kind of vibe. Not my particular cup of tea, if I'm gonna keep it real, but I mean, for what it is, kind of gives a little bit of a. I would imagine there are many instances in which the anime could have utilized that, particularly the stroll, maybe them partaking in certain activities that kind of just need a crazy sound in the back. That's kind of what I get there. Let me see. Let me carry on because there's a lot to go through. So let's see. Death Wish. Ooh. this was very unexpected. Let's see. What the hell? I like it, but like, this feels out of place almost. It sounds like a machine slowly dying, like deteriorating over time. Ooh. Interesting. I'm gonna be honest, I was not expecting that kind of a sound from a record like this, to be completely honest. When I was younger, I did listen, or like when I was like in high school, I did listen to a lot of like rock and like hardcore and like post-hardcore, I believe we called it back then. So this sound I'm not impartial to. I kind of like it. But there is this certain like sadness to the chords in the particular progression that they played, like kind of like falling, kind of like I said, like a machine, kind of like slowly falling apart, and interesting. I like how at first it was like kind of out of left field, but then when they put the fucking like beat, like the drum to it, it kind of sounded hard. I wish somebody would rap over this. I think it would be an interesting like kind of like sound with like rapping or singing on top of it. To be honest, it's so kind of out of left field. And what's interesting is this and the previous song kind of have very particular influences, very particular sounds that is giving this album variety. I'll say that. Both of those songs that I was not particularly expecting, so it's kind of crazy. Even the third song, even Hizuru style, I'm fucking dyslexic as hell, bro. Hizuru style, The Stroll, and Death Wish have been kind of unexpected, which is, you know, Death Wish, I like I said, that kind of rock aesthetic that it has. The Stroll, I'm like actual impartial too. Am I even using that word correctly? Kind of. No, I kind of like don't care too much for The Stroll, but Death Wish kind of did give me kind of like rockish vibe, which I'm like, okay, I was expecting that. Force of Nature, kind of diverse in their sound, which is interesting. Wait, is that gonna be the last song for them? Oh no, we have two more. Set It Off. Let's see. this is a little crazy already. Okay. Ooh, okay. Okay. I like that. Ba-na-na-now, ba-na-na-now. Ba-na-na-now, ba-na-na-now. Okay. Interesting. Interesting, okay. Yet another particular sound that is distinct from all the other ones they've already utilized in their six track run. Every single song has been quite different. How interesting. Okay. I mean, like, what can I say? I mean, the parts that I like, I kind of pointed out while they were happening. I like the da-na-na-na. I don't know, bro. Like, I'm simple. Give me like a little dropping sort of chord progression, and I'm like, but let me carry on. There's a lot to go through. This is the last. That sounds crazy already. This is the last Force of Nature song on this project. So let's see. The Million Way of Drum. It already sounds insane. Let's see. This is insane! Interesting pause. Interesting. This was like a lot. Okay. It's crazy because I have the feeling that Nujabes' parts are not gonna be as high energy. At least from what I know about Nujabes, you know, he does have a colorful and you know, he has that lo-fi thing going on. He's smooth with it. You know, it's nice. It's beautiful. It's not as crazy and intense as this most of the time. And Fat Jon, from what I recall, has a very dystopian and kind of like a dark sound to his music. So I don't think we're gonna get anything like this. So Force of Nature, how interesting. This is my first time kind of diving into their music. What I will say is pretty much all 7 songs sound distinct in their own regard, and that alone, I mean, the fact that you have 3 artists on an album itself kind of gives the album diversity and variety. But Force of Nature in 7 songs happens to just even do even more diversity, even more distinct and particular sounds that I frankly wasn't expecting. This was interesting. But now we dive into the goats part. Let's see, and it will start with a space in air in space in air. A space in air in space in air. Yeah. Like, listen to this. Hold on. It's like so like chill and smooth, which is why I like Nujabes. But like coming from that last track, it's quite different. I'm ready though, I'm ready. Interesting. Kind of a more chill track for Nujabes here. I mean, it is an interlude. There's kind of little to be said about interludes. I'm just gonna let it keep going because it was kind of a simple one. Let's see what's next. Bro, 5 seconds in, and the amount of like production on it already is so evidently like superior. I don't know, dog. Like Sanctuary shit. Let me run it back a little bit. Kind of sounds like being submerged in water a little bit. And I mean, clearly. And it keeps happening. It like kind of like fades in slowly. Like you're coming back for air. And it's talking about a ship, so it's not far-fetched. I like that. I like that. I like how he okay. Ooh. Ooh. That's a little crazy. Ooh. That's insane. Let's see if you answer how I expect. Nah. Interesting, a slow fade. Okay, this one in particular is interesting because you do kind of have the kind of repeating over and over again, but he does introduce this like little subtle. I don't know how to explain. Let me see. This is gonna be right here. No. Hold on. Right there. I don't know if you could hear it. I'm like, I feel crazy. Because there's like a certain repetitive like da 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 da, but then every so subtly, every once in a while, he changes it like a tiny little bit that it gives it a sort of like, okay, it makes it sound a little bit sadder. And then in not so subtle ways, he like throws a fucking like, oh, I got it right there, right there. That's the little sound that like differentiates it a little bit. And then not so subtly, he starts like throwing little drums on it. Okay, I don't know, dog. I'm a fucking stan. What can I say? I fucking love Nujabes. It's a little simple, because the little touches that I did mention, like the subtle like kind of like a little like sad drop a little bit, and then the drums is cool, but then it is kind of repetitive. So like for the most part, the little is very like throughout the whole song. So it's kind of Okay, and I'm listening, and those little parts kind of took me away from a little bit. You know, he kind of like sets the mold, and then like in subtle and unsubtle ways breaks his own mold. But even then, it is overly repetitive. The sound that he creates here, but we're only on the first track, so hey, I'm excited. Oh no, we're on the second one, but the interlude, you know, it is what it is. Haiku, another interlude. Okay. Okay. It's short. It's an interlude, short like a haiku, but the dun dun kind of sounds like a bell, no? Like dun 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 dun. I don't know. Interesting. I'm excited. I'm excited. Let me carry on. Tsurugi no Mai. Whatever that means, it sounds active. It sounds like busy. Let's see. I'm a little there's something like yelling and shit. Interesting. Oh. There's so many freaking layers on this. It is, like I said, very active, very energetic. Like I mentioned in the beginning, Nujabes usually isn't like so like intense with the music. He's usually more like laid back, at least from what I've experienced, you know. And this was a little bit more energetic than I was expecting it to be. But like, what's crazy is it is energetic, but like I close my eyes and I listen to it, and it kind of entrances me, and it kind of like takes me away from the present, from the moment, and it kind of, I just like fall into this fucking void of just music, and it's fucking nice, dude. This is why I love Nujabes, dog. It's so fucking good. Let me carry on. Let's see what's next. Dead Season. Interesting. That one sounded a little bit more ominous. Quite a short track for Nujabes. Usually he goes for a little bit of a longer run time, but that's mostly the vibe I get. Kind of dark and ominous. Honestly, kind of an unconventional sound for him. I don't think he usually does something so like that. I'm used to like the colorful shit from Nujabes. So interesting. He's, you know, maybe experimenting with this one or just expanding his repertoire, but it's okay, captivating, because it is kind of like I don't know, like something bad is gonna happen or something like that. But let's and titled, so I mean, Dead Season. Okay, maybe, and I think I am obviously like judging a lot of these songs on like at face value, but there could be a lot more going on behind the scenes. Like, for example, maybe the producers of the anime were like, okay, we need you to make a song that's like really fucking sad and really ominous and really scary, so we could use it for a certain scene. So maybe that's what's going on here. That's why it kind of sounds what did I say, unconventional for Nujabes. But I'm not complaining. It's an interesting experience, kind of like what song are we on? Let me see. We're on song number 12, and we've already heard such a vast array of different like pockets of music just within the first half of the record, and it's interesting, both from Nujabes and from Force of Nature. So that's okay. Let me carry on. Let's see what's next. Decade, another interlude. It's kind of starting off really low. I said I love a fade out, but I don't know about a fade in. Ooh. Okay, yeah, I like it. This also kind of has like a dark vibe to it. Interesting. Is it already fading out like at 30 seconds? That's interesting. It sounds a little bit less prominent, so yeah. Oh, definitely. So this one was, like, again, another interlude. What can we say about interludes? They're brief for the fact of being brief, you know, but this one sounded a little dark as well. Interesting. Are we having, like, a fucking dark age of Nujabes over here? Like, I'm just gonna let it roll into the next one and let's see what we've got. This one's also kind of ominous, no? Okay. All of a sudden, it's like we're dancing at the club, but also crying at the same. Like, what the fuck, dog? Almost like video game music there for a second. Interesting. Okay. World without words. Maybe I should not even say anything at all, but I'll try to keep it brief. At first, it begins and it's kind of ominous, kind of dark for Nujabes, honestly. And then you kind of get this like fucking like infectious beat coming in, and you're like, okay, it's like sad, but also at the same time, we're like, it's like we're at the club, both dancing and crying at the same time, which is an interesting sound. And then you get this like synth in the background, like, which kind of adds like a little bit of like mystery, a little bit of like it's building suspense, like I don't know, dog. It's intriguing, and it's like okay, and then it like kind of like cycles through those kind of sounds, but ultimately it's just a 6 minute like long track that's kind of like ominous and kind of like the beat. I'm in it, you know, but it's like at the same time you're like okay, but like I feel like something's about to happen or something, you know, kind of vibe. Interesting. Let's see. Kodama, another interlude. Okay. They're really fading these in and out. I don't know, dude. He kind of continues with that sort of like somberness, kind of like a darkness, like an ominous kind of presence almost. But they're interludes, a lot of them. So I'm like, okay, but I'm gonna let it play out into the next one. Let's see. That was Kodama. This will be Silver Morning. Okay. Silver Morning. Maybe the overall prompt for this project was like, hey, make it a little more somber, a little bit more I don't know, dark, because that's kind of what I get here. What I do like is like the little piano continuously. That kind of sounds like in a somber track, the piano kind of sounds like a light of hope almost, which is interesting because it sounds very very nice. But then you just have like this like somber track, and it's like okay. And like I said, maybe there's just factors here that I'm unable to observe, but that's kind of what it feels like. Let's see, where where are we? Oh, that was actually the last Nujabes song. Interesting. Yeah, because he had 1, 2, 3, 4 interludes in his four. I can't count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. In the 9 songs that Nujabes presented for his contribution to the Samurai Champloo Music Record impression, 4 of his songs were interludes, which, I mean, for the most part, Nujabes' contribution here kind of has this sort of like somber, sort of moody ambiance to it, kind of depressing almost, which is very different from the Nujabes that I'm kind of used to. I mean, at least from the last record that we reacted to, why can't I think of the fucking name? But like you got Aurorian Dance on there being so fucking like catchy and like interesting, and then you have like a lot of interesting sound. Here, a lot of it did sound kind of like sad and like I don't know, like dimmed down almost, if you will. But again, like I said, there might have been prompted to do so. Maybe they wanted more somber soundtracks for their samurai anime, right? So which kind of would make sense, because when you think about like samurais kind of going up against each other, one of them does die in generally, you know, in a samurai fight. Therefore, it would make sense that they would kind of have that in mind when making the music for it, right? If that makes any sense. But I'm gonna take a little bit of a break. I need to go to the restroom, and then we'll come back and knock out the rest of the what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Fat Jon songs and a Min Me song. Was she not, or I think it's a girl, but was she not on Departure? Yeah, Min Me. So I don't know what that'll be like, but let me. Where were we? Right here. Let me go to the restroom. I'll be right back. Okay. I'm back. Let's get into Fat Jon, starting with Bracelet. Let's see if he continues his dystopian sound. Kind of sounds like it. Okay. Hey, Fat Jon coming on the track. Hey, I don't know what the. I'm not. Let me listen to it. Sounds a little distorted. Ooh, I like it when they do that. Hold on. Wait, no. No, not yet. Right here, I think. Did I hear it wrong? No. It was right there. Hold on. Can you hear it? Like a three-peat almost, no? Ooh. That's an interesting sound right there. Interesting. Kind of sounds like when a drop of water falls into water, but like really distorted. I mean, Fat Jon, he comes back yet again. He's starting his part of this record with, again, sort of like dystopian hip-hop, I guess is what I'll call it. It just sounds like what you would hear while you drive down the most corrupt city in the world and all crazy kind of shit happens there. I don't know. That's just the kind of vibe. Like, it's weird. It's like ominous. It's almost a little creepy. Huh. Let's carry on. Let's see. In position. Okay. Okay, I'm liking this. What the fuck is that? Why is it so brief? There you go. Give me more, give me more. That's a flute, no? I want more flute. That's crazy. Oh. It's still too brief. I like that kind of sound. Okay, well, this one kind of continues the overall theme of the record with this sort of like somberness, darkness, and I was kind of excited, honestly, about this like little flute sound that he introduced, but the way he kind of utilized it so briefly and so subtly, so softly, I'm not a big fan of. I think the flute has so much potential to make an impression, if you will, on a track, and for him to kind of like microdose us with the flute is a little crazy. But I don't know. I think and I'm over here without any musical experience with what I'm about to say. Maybe the track would benefit with more flute. I think I don't know. Just like the little doses it gave me, I was like, oh, it's coming, and then it never really became anything bigger than those subtle little introductions, which is we'll take it. That's just his style, I suppose. But let me carry on. Let's see what else there is here. Night Out. Ooh, these long intros are almost satisfying. Let's see. What can I say? This was a little bit more brief and more simple, though continuing the overall theme with this like somberness and darkness with the tracks. It's enjoyable. I will say that even though most of the tracks do kind of have that general theme of like kind of like something ominous kind of happening, like something dark or like a dark experience in somebody's life kind of vibe. When you do kind of like close your eyes and just listen to the music, it does kind of transcend you to a different dimension, if you will. And I find it soothing to listen to, even if it is a little bit darker than what I'm used to or what I would prefer, you know. But it's an interesting experience nonetheless. Therefore, let me not quite Cecilia. Okay, Fat Jon. Okay. That was brief. Ooh, wait, that was kind of... Wait, I'm gonna run it back. It's simple. It kind of sounds like video game music almost, but it's like, okay, repetitive, it's okay. Then the way that you like pause and then bam, I love that. I love that shit. Let's see. Okay, I like that. Like little pauses and then bringing it back. Then you get that for a second, and then you're like, what the fuck, where did it go? But then... Oh! Ah, that's good. That's fucking good. Holy yeah. I think this might be the most colorful that I've heard from Fat Jon so far. And then, okay, interesting. Interesting. I really like this part. And then... Wait, no. Ah! Hey, what the fuck? What is it about that that's so good? And it's like... Dun, 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 dun. Ah! I mean, I like that I like that sort of like pause, remove the music, and then and I was like the dun 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 dun, because he establishes the sort of way that this is gonna go, and it's like dun 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 dun. But what's interesting is throughout the song he does have interesting pauses for that particular beat, and then he just had, but then that particular fucking 40-second like dun 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 is so distinct from the what he's already established that when he goes with that and then pause, you're like, huh? And then it's like, okay, I don't know if that makes any sense whatsoever, but like I like that. Okay, let me go to the next one. Let's see. Labyrinth Statistic. Third to last, okay? That kind of took me out. I wasn't expecting any words.
Know what I mean? Know what I mean?
Huh.
Come on, come on, come on. Know what I mean? Know what I mean?
Interesting. Another kind of brief one. I have kind of little to say. The only kind of track on here with one of the few at least with words, but very very brief. Interesting. I mean, I don't know if that's just the overall Fat Jon experience. This sort of like dreamy, sort of somber ambience aesthetic that he kind of did. Like that last track, like I said, not quite Celia. That's the most colorful and like distinct sound that I think I've heard from Fat Jon. Obviously, my experience with Fat Jon is only from Departure and Impression, so it's kind of just based on those two kind of contributions is where I'm drawing my general Fat Jon knowledge from, right? But generally, he just has this sort of like somber, like I called it what they call dystopian kind of hip hop vibe, which is particular, which isn't bad because while it does kind of sound a little eerie and a little somber, again when you close your eyes and listen to the music, you kind of do get transported to like a different world, and it's almost fitting to the story they're trying to tell with the anime, so it kind of makes sense. Now we've got Here and There. Interesting. Yeah, no, I mean, he continues again the sort of like ambient. Oh hell no! Is that a fucking mosquito? You will die. Ah! He's not dying. He continues the general theme for the album and the general theme for Fat Jon's almost aesthetic that I at least from what I've heard, and it's like, okay, somber, but then again, like I keep coming back and I keep saying the same thing where if you close your eyes and kind of let the music take you, it kind of does take you somewhere far away. And it's soothing. I will say that. I believe there's one more track left. Yeah. Oh, okay. So we're actually done with Fat Jon, which is interesting. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. Aside not quite Celia, most of the Fat Jon songs have like a very similar sound, to be honest. And even the ones here, compared to the ones from Departure, also kind of sound similar, kind of have that same, like I said, dystopian hip hop, which isn't bad. And like I said, when you kind of like, if I was like laying down listening to this, that shit would fucking soothe me the fuck out. It's very relaxing, even though it is somewhat somber, somewhat dark. So, interesting. At the very end here, we do have Who's Theme by Minmi. Let's see. I don't think we've heard that song before. Wait. Before we get into the singing part, what a haunting little... I obviously can't read. Forget it, run it back. I'm like, that. That's beautiful. And then, what an outro already. Sounds beautiful, but I don't know what they're saying. That's so beautiful, dude. But like so sad at the same time. I don't like that sharp sound. Look, that right there, look, right there. Wait, never mind. Right there. Like it's so... Okay. Fantastic outro. I have a lot of thoughts here, so let me get to them. That last song in particular, Whose Theme by Minmi, that obviously I can't because I don't have the fucking talent to do so, to replicate it like the same way. It's so haunting and beautiful. I don't speak Japanese, I only speak English and Spanish, therefore I don't know what the lyrics are saying or what particular emotion they're trying to convey through the lyrics, but what I can say is that in combination with that sort of like haunting, like woo in the background, and the way that the artist kind of chooses to sing, it just sounds so like beautiful and like poetic and sad. Obviously I don't know what they're saying, so I can't say much about the lyrics themselves, but just from the sound of what they're saying kind of gives me the vibes they kind of put out. It just sounds beautiful and again poetic and kind of sad. That was a fantastic finish for this. I kind of, now that I've heard both Departure and Impression, it almost feels like while Departure is one side of the coin, maybe Impression is the other side of the coin, because to me, Departure did sound a little bit more lively, a little bit more colorful. Maybe Impression is just the part of the soundtrack, the part of the music that has to sound a certain kind of like somber and sad because of the story we're trying to tell, which leads me to my next part. Maybe because of the again, I don't know, I don't really do much research when it comes to this kind of shit, but maybe the producers for the anime Samurai Champloo requested in particular for the artist to kind of convey a more dark and somber kind of vibe, because that's kind of what I got from the majority of the album. There are a few songs that sound kind of out of place, if anything, like very energetic and not sad or somber, but for the most part it is kind of like the same kind of theme. And if you take a look, let me see, if you take a look at the art, that is kind of the vibe that you do get. Hold on, let me go to another one. That is kind of the vibe you do get, because you do have like the blues and grays and black, but no other colors besides those, right? And so I'm sure there's like, this is like intentionally done so, which is interesting. To be honest, when it comes to observing this as music aside from the fact that it was made for the anime, there's few tracks that I feel stand out to me. I mean, not quite Celia, and whose theme in particular were sounds that I happen to enjoy. For Nujabes, maybe a World Without Words, but um, I don't know. I'm used to Nujabes having a more um, upbeat kind of colorful and I don't know, more interesting sound. Him again, maybe we have to critique it with a grain of salt because, like I said, maybe this was particularly made for the anime to sound a little more sad because we're telling a story about samurais, and obviously, when it comes to that kind of lifestyle, there is a lot of bloodshed, a lot of loss, a lot of death. Therefore, this soundtrack sounding somber and sad and sort of dark makes sense for that kind of a story, right? So I can't really say too much on that regard, but I don't know. I'm used to Nujabes sounding a little bit more happy, if that makes any sense. But interesting. Yeah. For Force of Nature, interesting. I think Force of Nature had the most variety in their contribution, particularly Death Wish, sounding like a fucking like hard rock song, was very interesting. That being said, after all is said and done, there are a few tracks that I kind of will take away from. I don't think I saved any of them, to be honest. Um, that being said, it was an interesting listening experience, and like I said, when you kind of sit back and listen to this album, it does soothe you in a way, even if it is kind of sad and kind of somber, but it has this sort of ability to kind of like take you away from the moment and kind of, it's relaxing to an extent, which is nice. But when it comes to grading something like this, I would have to give it somewhere like I think like a six. A six is fine because, like I said, there are a couple of songs that I did like, and it's not like it's like bad music. It's just instrumentals, and a lot of them, particularly the Fat Jon songs, kind of sound similar, and they're just generally going for this kind of vibe. So it's kind of hard to critique it like on a grander level and compare it to like other musical albums because it does have its sort of conditions it has to meet, right? So therefore, it doesn't make sense to be like, oh well, it has to sound like metaphorical music or it has to sound like Modal Soul, because it doesn't. It's its own thing, but it's interesting, kind of sad, yet relaxing. So that's interesting. So when it comes to Nujabes, it seems that we only have Spiritual State left. So I'm excited for that. That should be coming pretty soon. Is this the first album that came out after his passing? I think it might be because it's from 2011. I'm pretty sure he passed away in 2010. No, yeah, maybe he already had it ready or something. But I also, let me show you guys. So at the very bottom right here, because you have the albums and metaphorical music, right? So everything is here. I don't know about Child's Attraction. Oh, it's 4 songs, a 16-minute song and a 14-minute song. It's crazy. I don't know if I'll listen to that. They're remixes and the reprise. I don't know about all that. You guys let me know if you guys want me to react to it. If you really want me to, I will, but it doesn't seem particularly important. It came out way after he passed, so I don't know if how necessary that would be. We do have a few singles that I don't think have been Next View is on an album. FILO I think is also Other Side of Phase. I don't think we've heard on any album. Blessing It. Okay, we've heard Blessing It. DTFN 12-inch version. I don't think I've heard this. So I mean, there's like a few like loose tracks here and there that we can listen to, but at the very bottom you do have compilations. You have what is this? Hideout Productions first collection that does feature a few Nujabes tracks. Obviously, we've heard Lovesick and Lovesick Part 2 with Shingo 2. So there is Steadfast we might have heard. Like, we could potentially listen to this afterwards, but I don't know if it's particularly necessary. But there are a few songs that still feature Nujabes, therefore it could be interesting. But yeah, let me go ahead and finish up here, because yeah, I mean, you guys let me know. But it does seem like when it comes to like full Nujabes projects, the last one we do have less is Spiritual State, and I'll probably be listening to that soon. For the time being, though, that is gonna be it. If you guys made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I apologize that it kind of has taken me a minute to get to this, but it's the fact that the new Pokemon game came out and I'm just playing it. And I'm just uploading all these fucking parts to it, and I'm enjoying it. I'm having fun with it. If you guys want to check that out, please do so. But yeah. I mean, I'll try to get to Spiritual State faster than I did this one. It was almost a month in between the last one and this one. But I don't really have anything else to say, so I'm gonna go ahead and leave it there. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.